I feel like, I mean, I'm surprised you didn't have, I mean, I guess you said it was good, but like Nashville seems like the place to be besides like in terms of going out, besides like Vegas now, but like Nashville seems like back then it would have been the spot to to be. I mean, I loved it there. I can't get enough of that city. I definitely fell down the rabbit hole there in terms of, Midtown Broadway, but I mean, you met me when I was in one that one night, just trying to pass shots to everybody at Red Door. But
Did you live there or were you just there on vacation?
I was there for 3 months. I was down there writing music. So
Awesome.
I'm going to I'll hopefully move there permanently, but hopefully back there after Stampede. Zach and I are in talks with a spot to go back down there and do a podcast at the embassy and stuff. But man, great place. It was funny because we were bouncing around a couple places that night. I knew you guys were in town because I planned to come watch the live, like the Miss and Kirby show. Uh, and I did. I was going to the bathroom. I do the old Canadian. Oh, just gonna squeeze by here, and I look up. It's Obi. I was like, "What the fuck?" Look over. You're at the bar, just crushing shots or having a beer or whatever. I come back. I just look at you. I'm like, Uppy, like I've known you for years. And you give me a big hug. And then all of a sudden, I look behind me. Weber's behind me, and Obi's there, and we're just doing
Yeah.
shots with all these random. Just
Yeah, that was a late one. That was the first night we got in for Pekka Rene's retirement party. So that was it. That weekend happened to be the Stadium Series and ended up being just an awesome time. I hadn't been back to Nashville and probably since pre-COVID, which like you just said, Nashville is a great town and a place that all these players love to play. And you're looking at a free agent like Forsberg right now, who he's making a decision on whether he wants to stay or leave, whether the money's right or not. But I can guarantee you, like, this guy loves to live there.
yeah.
Organization's always been great to players.
And the fan base too is
fan base is great. Restaurants are great. Whether you're downtown, which is a complete shit show, or you're like off the beaten path, which is more my style there.
Yeah.
There's always something to do. You have friends or family in town. You don't have to babysit them. Which it just gives people something to do, right? Like I always, if someone comes to watch you play hockey in January, you don't want it being like, sitting around, like just waiting for your games. You're like, fucking go enjoy the city, so it's a great place for that. And I grew up there. I moved there at 19, 20 years old. I lived there for 4 years. I met a lot of great people that I still talk to back there. I got to know an incredible town. Yeah, it's a great place to play. It's a great place to be, an alumni of, and I'll always go back and I'll always probably end up at the Red Door.
It's hard to be disciplined there too. Like I thought you guys were doing a live show on Broadway too when you guys were at Tin Roof. So but you guys had just recorded them. So I went down to see it and I was like, oh, they're upstairs blocked off. Cool. Sit down for a beer. I was at like, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock maybe. I was there till fucking 3 a.m. Sat down for a beer, ended up with this girl's 21st birthday party. I was like, what's going on?
I'm sure they liked you. Canadian boy, good hair, writing music.
I mean,
it's trouble down there.
Like the only Canadian guy. It was weird.
Yeah, you better keep your head on a swivel there, because there's a lot of bachelorette parties that are hungry out there lurking.
I asked at least 85 girls to marry me in the first month. It was.
I mean, I always said I'd be with a Southern belle from there, because they're always so polite. They all knew how to like cook and take care of you, and their parents were so polite. And this was only me figuring this out when I was young, right? Like, I'm like, holy shit, this is just a lot different than what you find in Edmonton or Fort McMurray or Kamloops. So
yeah, I grew up in Salmon Arm, so I know what you're feeling.
Yeah, that's funny.
Chucky, you played on there in Nashville too. So like you
guys... I was there for a short cup of coffee. I didn't do too much partying. It was like middle of November, and I remember one night we had a late one till 4 o'clock in the morning, and I think Pekka Rinne was up on the dance floor. They kept it open for us, but I wish I was there longer and a little more secured. But I went back there this weekend, and there was NASCAR this weekend. They had the Pride Festival. There was like at least 4 or 5 bachelorette parties just on my flight going there from Calgary to Nashville. So it seemed like one of the busiest weekends and was just nuts.